My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system, which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. Notice: intellectual property theft is particularly egregious and equally unlawful where the sole inventor and creator of the intellectual property is the targeted individual. Erica Lorraine Spencer, subject to the unconstitutional and inhumane government system of gang stalking, otherwise referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices, because of which the intellectual property created by the targeted individual, who is, in fact, Erica Lorraine Spencer, as the intellectual property also proves, serves to establish via evidence and expose the existence of criminal surveillance and thus an inherent threat posed by the U.S. government and the civilian population sharing engagement in the unlawful system. Such evidence, that includes all of the content created by Erica Lorraine Spencer, images, videos, audio, etc., belongs solely and entirely to Erica Lorraine Spencer only and is necessarily published online in order to protect her life, safety, and liberty as the targeted individual, who is also the intellectual property owner, no less protected from theft procured through targeting by a public entity. Theft of any intellectual property belonging to Erica Lorraine Spencer, which is necessarily committed while she, being both creator and inventor, remains oppressed by the public entity via criminal surveillance, is a criminal and inhumane means of infringement under all circumstances and not protected nor enforceable pursuant to any invalid or fraudulent acts of copyright, trademarks, patents, etc., including as it pertains to any ideas associated with or generated from the intellectual property or the intellectual property owner, Erica Lorraine Spencer, whether creative, business, or otherwise, nor does the intellectual property owner consent to any such means of infringement and theft. Erica Lorraine Spencer here. The following is an audio version of video evidence that is captured for purposes of mass distribution, which is why I am capturing it and sharing it on the podcast for evidentiary purposes and also to reveal the wealth of documentation that extends beyond what it is that I document on podcasts. Much of the video and images will be published onto the YouTube channel, the P.O.C, and it is also shared on the Google Drive. Again, this is for purposes of revealing what I remain subject to, which is federal group stalking and monitoring. It is a demonic system of state surveillance that the government is practicing in concert with the people of the state, and it should be known and well understood that for the government to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring, this is a crime that is committed with a criminal purpose to threaten the life of an American citizen. This is to conspire to murder and or permanently kidnap an American citizen while engaging in a perpetual sex offense in concert with the people of the state.
Targeting with the city of Ontario as well, with no license plate. It's a serial stalker. This is a threat to your life. This is the disbanding of the Ontario police, who are incentivizing criminals who are stalking you. In doing so, this is assault with a deadly weapon. City of Ontario is behind with the dumpster truck stalking with light activity. And this is a demon intentionally engaged in the conspiracy to murder with the lack of identification plates on the vehicle. And this is a serial stalker I have been documenting also inside of the OVITT Family Community Library on their surveillance cameras, engaged in the same exact vagina monitoring. And this is speaking to consciousness, knowledge, okay, about the significance of me merely being in custody of my phone and walking by the vehicle. Okay, that's P.O.C. Has been engaged in what is this, and Ontario police are gang stalking me at the bus stop, but nobody's doing anything about the lack of plates on this vehicle that I've been noticing for a series of months, engaging in criminal conduct with that Ontario Police Department. That's what's relevant. The Ontario police that are aware of what's going on inside of the bathroom of the Open Family Community Library, but not aware about those that are gang stalking with no license plates, okay? P.O.C. It is, by the way, 9:01 a.m. at San Antonio and Flora, where the fake sun is never, because I never come this way. That's the pattern of conduct. And as you document, the last time I came this way and I went to Stater Brothers and I walked back, it was about 2 hours later. UPS is gang stalking on this street. FedEx is gang stalking on the adjacent street. And that happens to be the same area. I'm just summarizing because this is a short video. I documented in June of 2025 after this entity that likes to gang stalk me with no license plates committed kidnapping via the Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. And the Ontario police are gang stalking me by helicopter in this same neighborhood that I'm walking down probably about a month ago when I came down this path, Flora and San Antonio, gang stalking, okay? All my evidence coming from Alvarado Gardens to Ontario to Woodside Senior Apartments. This is P.O.C. That's a threat to your life while the entity seeks to conceal its identity, which is, again, delusional. You are already known. I am the voice, I am the authority of the feds, literally, and you're going to be prosecuted. You're going to federal prison for obstruction. This is P.O.C. I got some action for you. What? Grocery pickup? They are so ghetto. It's hilarious. Out here vagina monitoring. It's pathetic. Alrighty, this is the fake sun at Vesta and Vine Avenue, and this is criminal facilitation. What you'll see in my images are a group of demons that are gang stalking, and this is light activity, and this is also federal prison. License 9SVT153. This is surveillance of furtherance of murder, and they're enabling everyone, thousands of people at the same time, who are also following me around, stopping in the path, and engaging what is that psychopathic conduct of stalking with peculiarized light, and that's federal prison. These are vagina monitors, not strangers. 9SVT153, that's federal prison. That's criminal conduct as an agent for the Ontario Police, by the way. And the entity's doing this as a population. That's also how you know you don't have privacy, that you're under surveillance. The entity's in the specific environment under the fake sun where this light activity is not of sunlight, nor is the sun remaining over the OVITT Family Community Library like I am right now at what is in the same manner over the entrance, that is, while I am walking to that library, and the entities engaged in that P.O.C. That third party is facilitating light activity. That's a federal offense. Doing so that's exactly what USPS is doing. That's a federal offense. It's not going to change based on the logo on the side of the vehicle. They do the same thing and pull out a package. Amazon Prime, USPS, FedEx, that's the entity that's engaged in the federal RICO case. It's a pattern of conduct. All right, 6THX746. 9FUF559, that's a threat to your life. And the people of the state are going to prison for what I'm showing you, how the pattern works, how you recognize a pattern, and how they're engaging that. And then these vagina monitors engage in criminal summoning with the gang stalkers that bear badges. 7KFB764 is not coincidentally crossing path. They're engaging in stalking on the roads and the highways in violation of the federal stalking statute Title 18, Section 22618, subsections 1 and 2, 8 YAM 353. And this is the engineered light. They're all driving in this engineered light that I'm going to show you. This is not sunlight. They're stalking. AWJH787. And that's light activity in the engineered light. That also moves across the buildings. They're stalking. And they're demons. They are demon possessed, and they're engaging in federal offenses for which the people of the state, these are the terrorists in the United States of America, they're murdering people through the system. They're engaging what is keeping your genitalia under surveillance, keeping your children and your children's genitalia under surveillance, and then engaging what is masquerading as ordinary everyday society. The sun that's over the OVITT Family Community Library is not reflecting off of this window. The sun is not adjacent to the buildings that we remain in, that we dwell in. The sun is not creating the shape of that window on the wall, and then also creating what is your shadow. The sun is not engaged in ongoing constant movement over everyone. It's remaining over me while they are stalking in the path and engaging in a pattern that's a federal offense. You're understanding what is also terrorism and psychological torture while population engages in that pattern everywhere that you're going. It's sick behavior. 9PTC 938 with children in the vehicle engaging in federal stalking with those minors. This is P.O.C. It's 10:16 a.m. 210 Vine Avenue. Everybody in there is engaged in surveillance. This is not private property. P.O.C. This is the City of Ontario gang stalking. This is the public removal of a terrorist, Paul Leon. If you recall, gang stalking at what is 12:57 in the afternoon yesterday as I stand at the same entrance where the Ontario International Airport has no takeoff from Terminal 2 or Terminal 4. In the same way as you're analyzing the environment, you're hovering over what is the Senior Citizen Complex. I'm at the Ontario Town Square at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning where that airport is targeting under a fake sun that's in the same position it is as I walked in at this venue at 10 o'clock in the morning. At 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday when I'm not at this venue and the entity is keeping the fake sun as I'm coming from the Bethel congregation where the Ontario International Airport is targeting on the opposite side of the same apartment building, downtown Ontario luxury apartments, okay? So this is the entity that's engaging in what is, where I'm showing you the fake sun is where the airport is stalking. This is where the fake sun is setting at after 4 p.m. This is where the municipality is gang stalking. This is the psychopathic conduct. My back is to you. I'm working on something. I don't know you. I'm not targeting. This is what the entity is relying on, this superficial engagement while psychopathic, mentally ill, deranged criminal activities underway. And the Ontario City is where the fake sun is over me at the back of this library at the 10 a.m. hour. He's not doing anything other than gang stalking. Nothing. It's 3:04 p.m. Okay, the demon-possessed, the terrorists are going to be prosecuted in silence. They're going to be prosecuted by the environment that's incriminating, the environment that is screaming guilt. The airport, the city of Ontario, that is screaming guilt. This is P.O.C, and this is mentally ill behavior that is shared with those that are under the age of majority. This is surveillance. And they are also stalking with light while they're inside, stalking in the path and the peripheral with methods of sparking light, equally impossible like what he's standing in. It's the entity that is demon possessed. This is License 17352, Robert 2 is a vagina monitor. Keeping my vagina under surveillance with those that are engaged in surveillance on the inside of a building. Maintaining presence in the path and stalking, and Paul Leon is being removed, conspiring my murder with the city of Ontario that has no flights landing or departing from either terminals over the 280 North Limit Apartments adjacent to the OVITT Family Community Library. Neither is the sun rising, setting, remaining for the duration of the day. And then being over anywhere where any of you are in the United States of America. Gang stalker, 5NKN623, that's also a sex offender, and that's a psychopath, it's a demon-possessed person. License 8MJX155, that's a gang stalker, that's a domestic terrorist, it's a demon-possessed person. They're engaged in what is criminal surveillance. This is P.O.C, and they are worse than roaches. They are a legion of demons that are being prosecuted in California. This is P.O.C, it's 3:06 p.m. The Ontario International Airport is being shut down. It is a threat to national security.